So we're all about curating vintage finds and really creating a timeless look and feel for a home, changing it from a house to a home. I was always that girl that I would just love the old houses. I would see those good old bones, no matter how ugly or abandoned it might look, and feel like it had a new story. There was a second chapter to it, and that's kind of always been a piece of me. And then years later, we bought a 1914 farmhouse for our own family, and transforming that, I think, just deepened the passion and kind of highlighted that dream for us. I'm originally from New York, so that's one of my top spots. It's not a secret, but the East Coast is the oldest part of the country. So that's where we really bring a lot of our pieces from. Massachusetts and New York are probably the two top states for us, but we've traveled as far as Texas and Wisconsin to the west. Corbels are probably our #1 find. They are always the pieces that cause us to drive the furthest, but that are my personal favorites. And then just other architectural salvage and cool vintage elements that catch our eye, but the chippy white paint is always #1. We do a little bit on the creative side, and it's really just making slight modifications to vintage elements so that they can be hung and displayed in a way that people know how to use them. Sometimes people don't know how to incorporate something like a large porch post, and that can be big and awkward, but we found ways to just modify the size and suddenly have a candlestick. Things like that that can make it simple, and then it's pretty mantle decor. We've also had some unique items, like we've got flowers that are made from Philadelphia barnwood that we have a guy make those for us, and it's hard to keep those in stock because he has to find the barnwood and then the time to cut and create those. When you work with a white palette or black and white, you can easily create a timeless look and feel without having to go crazy, and still using a lot of items that you already have in your own home instead of starting with a completely blank canvas. So I think sometimes it's not got to be a big item like bringing in a mantle and putting on a blank wall and then decorating with other items, but just creating a piece in a room that can be like a focal point, or hanging something above a mirror, for example, or above a doorway that suddenly highlights a part of your house that might just seem like a blank space, and making it something conversational. 5 miles down the road, a property caught our eye a long time ago, but we purchased that house. It's believed to be around 1920, and it was either moved to the property or a summer house that was modified, but we did a complete renovation there using about 11 local businesses, just artisans that really captured the same vision and feel that we have for a property, and we completely transformed it. So now that's a guest house. The Corbel house is what we called it, so of course we implemented a few Corbels there as well. Hartville's such a small town. It's quaint and unique, it's quiet, but it has that homey feel. There's about 15 shops in our little downtown and a lot of small family-owned businesses, so there's a lot of that vibe where people want to find something unique, new, and different, but also with that vintage flair. So there's a couple other shops that also really just collaborate well and have the right fit for our shop being here as well. I just love that pieces get a new story, a second chapter to their lives. It's a piece of history, and it gets a whole new opportunity to become a part of someone's home and to just continue forward.
Lynn Design is located on Prospect Avenue in Hartville.